Sorry, I know I've kept you. I know you're busy.
That's all right.
It's good to have a chat.
It is good to have a chat that isn't just Survivor.
Exactly, that's right. You know,
Right.
What's your name again?
Jack.
Oh, that's
What's
it.
your name?
Rob? Sorry.
Hey guys,
Hey.
Robin,
Inwits.
Jack is there.
Yeah.
We're with Inwits.
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
Which is surprising that you're very happy because there's not really
I
much to
know
talk about.
there's not much to talk about, and I am currently devastated because one of my favourite players is
I knew you
sick.
would be.
I'm shattered. I'm like, where do we go from
I
here?
know, right?
Shall we start from the top? Where do we start from?
Actually, I'm gonna set us both a challenge at the beginning of the episode.
Yeah.
You don't have to answer till you want to, right? Have a look at all the people on both sides.
No.
Tell me, okay, you really know the
No,
question.
no.
No.
I don't mind Steve, Commando
Yeah,
Steve.
but no, who would you pick to strategize with? There doesn't seem to be anybody that's popped up that. I mean, the only one that comes to mind for me is Jackie.
Yeah, but she's villainous, and I wouldn't. She's.
The reason I would use her is because she's a great screen. You could get away with an unpopular vote, getting somebody out that's really well liked, right, and make sure she wears it.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I mean. She'd be great as a screen.
Who would I want to get to the end with?
Yeah, exactly. Pick somebody who you see that you would care to strategize with, not you like, but who you like their gameplay. And I'm struggling.
You know what? I'd almost go with Matt because he's loyal, and I could get away with, like, you know, he didn't even vote. He didn't even vote mine out. He wasn't going.
No, he did. He wrote a name down.
No, I don't think Matt did.
Yeah, he did.
There was 2 people who didn't.
Yes, that's right. There were 2 votes for Shane.
Lydia.
Yeah,
Matt and Lydia didn't.
But the only reason he didn't was because they wanted to get the idol out, right? To give Shane.
I've got so many issues with
I know.
vote.
So do I. But anyway, look.
Let's go back an episode.
But let's step back it up an episode to the general episode. I would like to preface all this by saying medical evacuations, and that's what I'm going to call these, right? Despite what happened, really, to me, end up being flat episodes.
Yeah, you haven't liked a medical evac, even in the American season, because the Australian season they advertise it. I actually don't see the advertising on TV for American seasons.
No,
but the advertising, or even at the end of last night's episode, and the big thing, and you see the chopper taking off, and it's gonna be what happens next. But the drama of this.
But the problem is that for both teams, for these 2 episodes, a medical evacuation is them being able to get a freebie.
See, there are medical evacuations where, I don't know, do you remember, and I'm sure I've talked about it, do you remember Russell, who he did play against Russell? Yeah. But he was, I'm sure I showed you this clip, and he had the table.
Oh,
and then he kind of falls face on the table.
That's why he just collapses.
He collapses. Like that. When a player just collapses, I think, even though it was a dull episode, was it Kobe, the one where he had to have the ice on the chest, and we really wanted him to play, and they gave him a second chance, and he sucked. Yeah. But you really were, when he kind of crashed. Caleb
crashed as well.
When he crashed and burned, they're kind of in that moment. Yeah. Are pretty intense.
Oh no, I'm not saying that. But what I don't like about medical evacuations is that actually is a release valve. Okay. For all the pressure that whatever team, if a team's under pressure, they can go to a council and go, oh wow, I didn't actually have to make a choice.
This is true.
Right? They get a freebie. They get a pass. Yeah. And it gives them that extra time to. Oh, I didn't have to strategize. I didn't have.
But if you do have teams that are strategizing, we don't. But if you did, it can actually really ruin a game.
Oh no, it can. Really look, you know, it completely. What's her name? Season it completely ruined Aubrey's game. She lost 2 people.
Yeah, I needed
2 of her closest.
I needed them.
Both of them gone through medical. Yeah, right, as well as.
And that's a really that is devastating. If you're relying.
Oh well, look, this medal evac ruined Tegan and Heath's game.
Sure did.
Right, because they were a 3.
Yeah, they were 3, and Jenna
and Jenna was the 3rd. And look, this is how good that Tegan and this is how good it was for Tegan and Heath. Anita was even in the council was calling Jenna one of her girls. Yeah. She didn't even realise that Jenna and Tegan and Heath were together. Great.
Yeah, but yeah.
No, I'm just saying that Tegan and Heath and Jenna had kept down low, and they would
it does really ruin Tegan and Heath's game because they're still okay, but that was just an extra number they needed in a tribe that is so focused on sides.
Well, we can get
and
to
not
that.
Alliances. You know, focusing on numbers and not the smaller amount, like because
Well,
have you not watched the last few seasons? Well, have you not watched the last American season? Did you not watch the first Australian season when the number game doesn't always work well unless you're 100% on top?
Well,
and can stay on top.
Yeah, well, the last American season proves that. Dominic and Wendell stayed on top all through the number game, and guess what happened? They were the only two possibilities for winning in the end.
Yeah, no one else has a
Nobody
chance.
else. And this is what I always go back to. The problem I have at the moment is there are no alliances, because what I would normally say at this stage is you've got to assess your position in a number in the alliance. So if you're on the bottom, you should be looking to work outside your alliance, right? But there are no alliances to say that about.
Yeah, there's just numbers.
There's just numbers. It's kind of like, and I particularly think this is bad at the champions. They kind of roll up the fire and go, who are we going to vote out? And they all sort of make a group decision. Yeah. It's sort of weird.
It's frustrating to watch at the moment, because we got a clip of the lawyer doing a fire dance and making everybody laugh, because there is nothing else to show us.
That's right. Look, when I saw that, I was just like you. Probably the same reaction as I was just like, why am I seeing this? You know, they're filling their time.
Why are we getting this?
Why are we seeing
Why are we getting this moment?
Look, the only good thing is, you know, the contenders, right? Because they've been the council a couple of times. You do have Anita. And by the way, Anita, I think, is providing some great ammunition if people are wise enough to use it. She's sitting there going, I've got my clique, the girls, right? She keeps talking about Anita's girls, right?
Yeah.
Now, a great way to destroy that alliance would be just to start calling all the girls Anita's girls, right? Because sooner or later, they're going to start going, hang on, I've lost all my identity except for what I do for Anita, right? And then that's when they'll arc up and decide to get rid of her. So that's easily destroyed. But on the other side, though, I can't say that there's any deep thinking on the guy side either.
No, this is the thing. Right? But there's, look, and Zach's still being this overbearing, you know. Why get rid of Steve when Zach is a prime candidate to get rid of and blindside ages ago?
What I don't understand, and this is probably something maybe Zach needs to consider, right? Not all challenges are physical strength.
No.
So you do need, and one of the things I have here is like, he keeps looking at the women and going, well, they're all weak in the challenges, and I'm like, only these challenges, right? You get
You're thinking here, you're thinking moment to moment.
Come individual immunity, a lot of them are going to be willpower challenges, right? A lot of them are going to be coordination challenges. We haven't had much of that yet because they've all been team challenges, right? But once it starts, like, teaming up with the girls is a pretty smart idea, because they can often do challenges you can't. If you're a big strapping guy, right?
You're going to have to hold the extra body weight at a certain point.
Right? Look at Heath. Right? He's teamed up with Tegan and Jenna, right? He's not looking around for what gender are the people. He's looking around for who can I play with and who can
I play with.
Right?
You know, and we're getting blinded by the fact that I can play with the stronger people.
Yeah.
I want to be the strong guy, because yes, the women on the other tribe, the majority of them, well, not so much anymore.
No.
Because you have lost Moana.
That's right. Oh, no, Lydia's a beauty.
That's what I'm saying. Lydia, Moana, very, very strong.
Well, I liked one of the characterizations, I didn't like it, but Zach said at one stage, all their women beat all of our women, right? They've all been training since they were 4. Monika hasn't.
Jackie hasn't.
Right.
And
Sian hasn't. Sian's a barrister. She's not a physical machine, right?
And Shane's
60.
She's 65 or whatever she is.
60. But what I'm saying is, he's sitting there going, all their women beat all our women. And I was like, no.
That's not true at all.
Moana and Lydia will kick their ass. Yeah. But apart from that, no, you should be kicking there, because you got young women, right?
Moana and Lydia are units.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, they're really physically strong. So yeah, I can see that. And maybe like...
But he was saying all... Yeah, he's like, all of them beat all of ours, and that's
it's just pointless.
But why I don't like this, and this is what I'm trying to get at, he's not thinking correctly. You got to look at people not as you can't. Remember when Matt said, "All you women are doing what all the guys want." Yeah. As soon as you say that, you've lost the game. Yeah. Because you've got to treat people as individuals. You got to look at their strengths and weaknesses and go, "Can I work with that?
Yeah.
Does that benefit me?" If you're just labelling everybody as weak, of course you can't work with it.
And on top of that, yes, you can't work with it. But having this...
It's
Because
pretty blind.
I'm just gonna say, like, it's, he's not a villain. He's an idiot.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
It's like, if I've just insulted you all without any form of gameplay.
Exactly.
Hypothetically, if you did get to be on the jury and Zach was at the end.
Yes. Who would vote for you?
Are they going to vote for you? They're not going to vote for you on gameplay. They're not going to vote for you because they don't like you because you're an idiot.
Yeah. He's too simple-minded. And the unfortunate thing is the other guy, I don't know if the other guys are any, like Robbie and I forget the other guy's name. Ben, right? I don't know if they're smarter, but if they are smarter, they need to distance themselves from Zach.
Yeah, it's Zach's hot-headedness.
Exactly.
Like, you do you, I'll do me.
That's right. When he said that to Paige, right?
Stop being a jerk.
Would he have said it to Anita?
I reckon he would have said to any of the guys.
That's what I'm trying to say. It's okay saying it to Paige because Paige is singled out, right? But if Anita hadn't said it to him, he would have just annoyed Anita. He would have annoyed Anita's. The other half of your tribe would have been annoyed with you at that.
But I think they were annoyed with
Of course
I think he's put a massive target. And like I said, I would have voted him out before. Instead of Steve, he was my one I would have got rid of. Easy.
I think there's a little bit too much rage in there.
Yeah.
And he's simple-minded and
it's too much alpha male.
Well, I don't know about that. He's just simple-minded. And he has no ability to actually look beyond his simplifications, right?
Yeah.
And to me, that's just a bad player. Like, well, bad. You know, it's just not a good way to go through the world, really, is it?
You just have that aggression.
Yeah.
And he's probably a great guy in real life, but in this environment, he's not doing very well. He's not people.
Well, the problem I have is I think at the end, Robbie and Benji have got to. I think I've already seen a few looks, right? Where maybe they're saying to reassess their association.
You'd hope so.
I'm hoping so, right?
Having those two blindside
clearly
would be great. Would be a great bit of gameplay.
Have a look at Heath. Now, Heath is...
he's already out, yeah.
But that's what I mean. He never even got in to begin with. He saw what was going on.
He's in
he's in enough to get the info.
And in the sake of just the social element of just being friendly to people.
That's right, yeah.
But is he aligned with them?
No.
If he had to vote Zach out, he'd vote Zach out.
Absolutely. And I think...
I'd probably, if you're going back, Heath and Tara...
Tegan.
Heath and Tegan are probably the only two that I could strategize with, which now Moana's gone.
That's right. I was about to say I can't pick anybody on the champions team. I agree with you. The only people I could pick are Heath and Tegan. But Heath, I think, has looked at the little boys club and gone, "Yeah, I don't want a part of that." Yeah. Right? And
I'm a big boy.
I'm a big boy. I'm not a child.
I got nothing to prove.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And I think he's got a bit of smarts.
Yeah.
Because that's why he went and looked for somebody to work with. Didn't care.
Yeah.
You know, any simplification. It was just like, who can I work with? Who am I going to get along with? Who would I be happy to go all the way with?
Who wants to play the game?
Yes.
Who doesn't want to play mode? Who wants to actually play the game?
That's right. Who wants to play toy soldiers? Who wants to play the game?
Yeah, and that's the problem we're having. And then and he lost Jenna because the foot being so badly damaged, she had to.
Look, and over on the champions side, it's no better. Really, the only person I've seen try to play is Russell and Jackie.
Yeah. See, yes. Look.
I don't think they're getting any traction.
No.
Right?
See, again, if it wasn't for Moana being sick, Jackie was gone to me last night.
Oh, Look, I think...
It was a simple vote. Flush and idle, vote out Jackie. Done.
Absolutely.
Done and dusted.
Absolutely. I think you're right. I think Moana... The only reason... I think... I have to say, look, you know, the theatre around the tribal...
That really upset me.
I was like, you didn't really need to do all that.
Let it go home.
Yeah.
If you're going to do that...
No, the reason they didn't, right... was to flush the idol. The only reason they went through with the vote was to flush the idol. But I was like, oh, geez, you know, what I mean is we put up with 15 minutes of a council, which is, at the end of the day, was very cut and dried.
Yeah.
Right? It was like,
council. We had all this
Madeline wanted to go home. We're going to send her home, but we're going to have 15 minutes drama about it so that we can convince Shane to play the idol.
Yeah, beforehand there was all the stuff about Shane, Jackie, and that's what we're going with. Perfect.
Yeah.
And then Moana says, before we vote,
I know, she didn't need to say that. She didn't need to say... Anyway, it doesn't...
Yeah, maybe it was all set up from the beginning.
Set up. It was.
That's shit.
Because Sam can't act to save himself, right? And he overplayed that badly, right? As did Sean. Oh, let us do our job. She kept saying it, and I was like, stop playing. If you're not an actor, don't act.
So here I am, the actor, going, if she wanted to go home, just let her go. This was just cruel to say we want to keep you around, but it was all...
No, that's what wasn't.
And she
point
never had to
was
say anything then.
Yeah.
You know what, I want to go home, please vote me home tonight, but if you want to flush the idol, we'll flush the idol. Do that beforehand.
That's what she did do, I think, because
Yeah, and if that's the case, that's just, why say anything?
But then there was the production, but anyway.
It's just frustrating to me, because it was a simple... Let's just talk about Shane while we can.
Look, before we go there, I'd like to say the challenges were interesting, these 2 episodes, which was good.
What was the point of the person in the box?
No point, except be a weight.
Make them also be the throwing person as well.
I actually thought that was what it was, but then they got to the end and the guys just picked up and started.
Because then you actually have the strategy of who
exactly
do we put in this box that we've got to carry, but can 2, they're also going to have to throw. Lydia, perfect. She'll get in there and
I thought exactly the same thing. I was like, oh, they're going to have to throw. And then they got out and they did nothing. So all they did was really put their lightest person in the box.
Yeah.
And it meant nothing at the end. I was like, I was like, well, are these guys going to be able to...
What was the point of them in the challenge?
Yeah.
Just give me a weighted box.
Yeah, exactly. So I agree with you. I think what they should have had to do was make a choice between how heavy somebody is and their throwing ability.
Mm-hmm.
And they were those 2 would be throwing at the end, and that was it.
Yeah,
right?
and that became a free-for-all. Like 7 people just throwing.
Right? I was like,
what madness? Who thought of that?
Yeah.
Like, it was just that. Yes, the concept, but the execution of that challenge was a bit poor for me. Because there's no reason to put someone in a box and take them out of the challenge just to give them a weight, to make the box heavier. Just give us a heavy box.
Yeah, exactly. Look, what a choice. You may have, like, maybe Heath, right?
Yeah.
Is just an excellent thrower, but you have to put him in that box and then lug him through.
Exactly. Make the box full of coconuts that you have to throw.
That's right.
You know, if that's what we want, you got to take this box full of coconuts, unlock the box, and then use those coconuts. Don't have the coconuts sitting there. Why have someone...
Give them a choice. You go, look, you can fill this box with as many coconuts as you can get in. But it's up to you to carry it to the end.
How much you want to carry.
How much do you
want
to carry?
That would be amazing.
Right?
That's the same concept of, you know, you've got this bucket with the water.
Yeah.
How much water can you put in there? Or do you take more or do you take less? That same thing. Do you take more coconuts?
You've got to balance.
Yeah. The more coconuts you have to go, if you run out, you got to go back and do it again.
Exactly.
Or do you take so much more that it's too heavy and you're slower, but you got enough ammunition.
But you got enough ammunition.
That would be a much better way of doing it if they were if it was just about the weight.
Exactly.
There's a strategy behind it. Having the strategy of going, we've got to put someone in there that can throw, or we've got to put someone in there's light. Great, we've got a strategy.
Yeah.
Just to put someone in there, what a waste. What a waste of a good opportunity.
I think this one goes all the way back to, I think, Survivor Season 2, in the Australian season, right? Where I think they had to build a stretcher. Oh, sorry, they had to make a stretcher, put somebody on it, carry him through an obstacle course, right? And the role of the person on the stretcher was simply be on the stretcher, you know.
And there's no, you know, we've evolved enough now as far as this TV show to not have a person in a challenge that's just there for the sake of just being there.
That's right.
Like, and that's what the 4 people.
Look, to be honest, Mana may have been sick as a dog, right? But she could have laid in the box.
Could have laid in the box.
Right, so you could actually have somebody sit, or Jenna.
Yeah.
Could have laid in the box.
Yeah.
You know, I'm trying. Like, no matter what your physical, Damien could have laid in the box.
Everyone could have laid in the box.
Anybody can lay in a box, right?
And it was So yes, I enjoyed the idea.
And look, there's no real strategy to. Well, you got to carry him. Oh, is that all? Yeah, okay, we just put our lightest.
Yeah.
You give him such an easy choice. It's not a choice.
And
it's just,
and that's what Survivor isn't about. That to me, Survivor is about that strategy.
It's about balance.
Yeah, and having the strategy in how do we have our puzzle? You know, who's the good puzzle maker? Who's the good? How do we have someone who's a good puzzle maker? But we need someone who's like, just for example, I'd assume Jackie could potentially hold, like, if you know those challenges where you got to hold on weight. I reckon Jackie, having the mass, will be able to hold a decent amount of. She'd be pretty strong.
Yeah, okay.
So if the challenge was we need someone to hold something really strong, a guy and a girl.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they're holding this, but the puzzle is at the end. Yeah, if Jackie was good at puzzles, hypothetically, because she is not.
She is not.
But if she was, where do you place Jackie? Someone who's really strong, but she's also going to smash a puzzle, but we need her strength.
Exactly. It should be a balance of choices. You should. Actually, the more I think about it, the whole idea of like carrying your ammunition in that challenge, that's a really cool.
I love that idea. Yeah, that's a really cool idea. So guys, producers, if you are watching this show,
if you ever
take Jack's idea, please credit him with it, because I really like it. Give him credit. If you don't, give me credit. Or not, just get me on the show.
Actually, no, just leave me on the show.
But yeah, that's the concept of a choice and a strategy behind a challenge. That's what these challenges are.
That's what they should be.
There's got to be some sort of strategic. Yeah. Yes, some of them aren't strategic, but if you've got something like this where there is possibility for strategy,
look, people could look at clinging to the pole. They could look at that as a non-strategy exercise, but it actually got a lot of strategy in it. Like where you grab people to get them off the pole is strategic,
and who you put there,
right?
Because everyone requires strength.
Exactly. And look at Commando. Commando, as soon as he got off the pole, he got somebody into a bear hug.
Yeah.
So the other person wasn't dragging one person. He was dragging two, and he just couldn't do it.
He almost actually got that strategy almost worked. He just fell short, I think, in the end.
No, Commando kept the man, and the other guy got
eventually. Right. That was brilliant.
All I'm saying is, there's a strategy. Oh, I could. You saw a lot of people who, as soon as they got off the pole, just got dragged across the line. Commander was like, no, I'll grab hold of you. Yeah. Now he's got to drag two of us through the sand. He's not going to do it.
Yeah, and on top of that, the person I'm grabbing is going to be not want to be grabbed, so it's going to be a struggle, and there's going to be a bit more.
Right.
But in the same token, do you put your strongest holding the pole, or do you put your almost strongest, so you have your strongest to rip the other person off the pole?
Right.
So where do you place your people? Where do you place your team in these situations? And that's what makes a good challenge.
Yeah. And that's probably why the soccer one failed for me.
For you, because there was no strategy.
There's no strategy. It's just kick the thing.
And
at the goal.
I definitely hear that because a challenge to me needs to have that strategic output. Absolutely. Where do you place people?
Absolutely. Like you said, a lot of the times in challenges there's a puzzle at the end. So you work it so that your puzzle maker gets to the end with you, but is fresh and gets to go at the puzzle, don't you?
Yeah, there's the one where you've got to keep going around the circle with the weight.
Yep.
Do you just let someone who doesn't have the strength, I'll take your weight instantly, so you don't slow us down and you can keep up? There's so many strategic. Do you stack all your weight in one person, or do you spread it in two people if they've both got to hold a certain weight?
So I like look, it wasn't great, but the one where they had to put the balls on the balances.
Yeah.
When they first got there, I was like, no, you need two teams before people even got there because it's an arm, right? And when the champions got there first, they just tried to do it one-on-one,
which is weird.
But then they quickly realised, oh no, you need two teams. But when the contenders arrived, they actually split into two teams straight away. They just didn't execute very well.
Yeah.
But at least there's a little bit of strategy there.
Yeah, there's got to be strategy, especially in these group challenges. These group challenges, there has to be some sort of strategic component.
Yeah, exactly. In individual challenges, strategy isn't that important because then you go down to willpower, coordination, strength, speed.
Yeah. I mean, it's usually we're testing individual abilities.
Exactly.
And then just strength to endurance to puzzle all in one. There's a bunch of different things, but it's just an individual challenge. But in a group dynamic, you need placement of people.
Actually, look, I'll say one thing. In the tug of war challenge, the champions had that down because they simply weren't gripping the rope.
Yeah, as soon as they pull, you let go and it slides.
And
great little strategy.
That's right. So they give it a bit of a pull, but they wouldn't hang on.
Yeah.
But the contenders were hanging on.
Yeah.
They were going like this, and they would just let it slide through their hands, and they'd go backwards. And it happened. The only person it didn't happen with was like Steve, I think. No, not Steve.
Steve versus Matt when they were versing each other.
Yeah.
Like when the two champions went each other for the breakfast.
But the champions had a really good strategy for that, and the contenders didn't.
Yeah.
And that's why they won so handily.
Yeah.
Everybody went up, even Monika went up, gave it a tug to make the other person grip the thing, and then let go.
Yep.
And the other person reacted and went over.
Yeah, and I think that's what. Yeah, so the challenges were okay to me, but I just feel like we're missing that one little detail which makes a challenge from an okay challenge to a really good challenge. Something that's pointless. Why? If you look at a challenge and go, well, that's a pointless thing. Why we got it in there?
Well, look, a team should fail on two fronts. Either they can't perform the tasks, or they didn't develop a good strategy.
Yeah. Yes.
And that's the two, criteria you should have for any challenge. Is there a strategy they can fail at, and is there the physical task they can fail at?
And this one was just more about the physical task without any strategy about it.
And it's not surprising, really, the contenders won, I don't think.
Yeah, and like I said, it is hard to get Shane and Jackie over the...
Yeah, absolutely.
That's something you got to take into your strategy. It's like, well, how are we going to do this? Yeah, what's the easiest way to do this? Do we help them by... Rather than pulling them, can we get them like a step ladder or something that they can climb up?
I think they did the best they could. They got Steve up the top. They had Brian halfway up, shoving. and just trying to get them over. It did slow them down.
But it shouldn't have slowed them down that much.
I don't think it slowed them that much. It wasn't. I think, getting the thing through the slots, getting the cage through the slot. I thought they were cleaner at that as well.
Yeah.
They were very organised around there.
Yeah.
You know? And they had a couple of big boys at the front who would take, put the slot thing in the slot and then walk around the other side and pick it up straight away.
Yeah, but Lydia did take a fall.
Yeah, I know.
She took a fall.
But that's right. But So, but anyway.
That's my thing with challenges. There was no point for the box.
Well, no, that's right. There's no strategic element to it whatsoever. It was just basically carry this box to the end.
Yeah.
And then fire at these 3 hanging things and win.
And then we have a nice bloody celebration with the breakfast and whatnot. And we have Shane. Is this where we go to Shane?
No, because I think we should talk about Paige and Matt before that.
Okay, sure.
Because, Anita's got her in the gun because she spoke to the enemy and said, I'm on the outer, which to me that's not really information that's crucial.
Yeah, because you probably won't be there in 2-3 weeks.
Exactly, right?
In 2-3 troubles.
That's right. So, who cares, right? But Anita's got her in the gun over this, right? And then Anita goes to the breakfast with Matt. And here's my question.
No, Paige goes to the breakfast.
Oh, Paige, sorry. Why am I saying Anita? But Anita's got her in the gun. So Paige goes to this breakfast and Anita's like, oh, well, I hope she keeps her trap shut. And so is Lydia, right? Oh, I hope she shuts up, right?
Okay,
but why? Give her a reason to shut up.
And also, you know what? If she didn't shut up, let's just hypothetically, you want her to shut up, what do you want her to say? There's no strategy in your team.
Right.
There's nothing.
Nothing.
You have nothing to hide. Right. It's guys versus girls.
Well, let's
pretty plain and simple.
Let's put it this way: if she's lied to the and this is from the opposition point of view. If she's lied to him and told her that she's on the outer and she isn't, that means she's part of a team. In which case, she should have gone there with a strategy, right? If she is on the outer, what reason has she got for not telling them everything? They've picked the right person, right? Either way, they get some information.
Yeah,
I just couldn't fathom why Lydia and Anita thinks that Paige owes them anything. Why does she owe you anything?
I don't know.
Right,
and it's an individual game.
That's right.
If she's going to talk, she's going to talk. She's got to build alliances.
If you want to talk about Shane, we can talk about Shane now, because at the end of this, I think Shane says a very good thing. Anna said it in the previous episode, right? And I don't think the champions have got it yet. Right? But anyway, let's talk about Shane. Go on.
You start with. I want to know where you're going. I'm fascinated with Shane. Well, what does she say? I forget.
When she stood up to play her idol, she said, "It's great that there are 9 of us here. But don't forget, it's an individual game. There can only be one survivor."
Yeah.
I don't think they're getting it because
They might say it, but they're not getting it.
No, that's right. Mayana said it in an earlier episode to the tribe.
Yeah.
Shane has just said it to the tribe, right? Mm-hmm. And they're all acting like we're one big happy family.
Yeah.
It's very strange.
Look, Shane's idea for trying to get this idol, if I look blah blah, I'll find it. Surely I'll look everywhere, I'll find an idol, I'll find an idol. And if I look around long enough, they'll just forget, they'll just know that I look. Yeah, I kind of hear what you're trying to get at.
I get what she's doing. Like, she's trying to do a Ty, right? Ty was very good at this. Yeah, people got to the point where it was like, oh, where's Ty? Oh, he's looking for an idol. Right? Then they wouldn't even care in the end, right? Yeah. I don't mind that as a strategy, but you've got to have some execution behind it.
Yes, that's the thing. It's like, I don't mind the concept of they know you're going to look for an idol. But, when you find one...
Well, that's where she fell down, because I think her problem there was she found it, and then she grabbed for it, right?
And she grabbed for it, and she also, I think she even did a little bit of a celebratory dance.
Oh, I don't know about that, but she's grabbed it and then she's put it in her pants, right? And the first thing I would have done when I found it is not grabbed it. First thing I would have done would be sit there and go, make like I'm having a rest or something, or get out my diagram near it, right? And then surreptitiously just watch. Are they watching me? And then stand up, adjust your pants. Stand up and adjust your pants. See if they notice, right?
Yeah.
If they notice, you just sit there and go, I'm losing weight. Because that will be true, right? You just have to adjust. Then sit back down and act like you're leaning back against the thing and grab the thing that way, right? But do some misdirection first, right?
Yeah.
And the other thing that I think she really failed at, and this is where it really fell apart for her, right? As soon as she got it, she walked away.
Yeah.
the first thing you do is go and look at something else.
Yeah.
You grab it, you put something in your
Still
pants.
try and hunt.
Keep hunting.
Like
because,
we say, never stop being the thing you're known to be.
That's right. And that's what she stopped doing. She walked off she tried to go off into the bush by herself, and that's when Sam went, "Have you got something?" Right? If she had just gone to the next piece of furniture and kept looking or dug around the sand, they would have just gone. Sam might have gone, "Oh, I think she's got." Nah, she's kept looking.
Yeah, what's the problem with finding something and going and looking at it when you have a chance?
That's right. Wait until they're all distracted or you're off going.
I guess we get so excited. There's an idol there. I've got to have it now.
Yeah, well, we
need it.
But that's a bad. This is the thing, though. I agree. Yes, it's an impulsive move, but this is Survivor, so you've got to have strategy.
Yeah, you've got to be thinking. Yeah,
you've got to be thinking ahead.
You know what's to say is like I've scouted everywhere, I found nothing, and as everyone's leaving, be the last person to leave. Grab it then.
Do you remember Sarah getting the clue that was sitting under?
Yeah, that was on Michonne or whatever her name was. And at the end of the challenge, she just swam across there. No one even bloody knew.
Yeah, they're all in a group getting into a boat. There's not a lot of space for deception here. And she just casually dives off back to where the seat is and picks it up.
Yeah.
Nobody even questions that she got off and went for a swim again.
And she spotted that ages ago.
Yeah.
It's not like it was last.
She saw it at the beginning of the bloody challenge and waited right till the end when everybody's leaving.
You don't need to go for it straight away.
Yeah.
So Shane goes and grabs this idol. Now I've got an idol. But now everyone knows you've got an idol. You're on a tribe that people
and that's what I think it was Brian said to her. But now everybody knows you've got it. It's a poison challenge.
Yeah, nice having a target on your back.
Yeah, that's right.
So what was the point? You've had an idol. You fell for their bluff to start with, and you lost the idol.
Yeah, look, I'm going to give Shane a bit of a pass on the. I think you and I would have picked up. They were selling a very hard message at their council that we're all voting for you, Shane. Right? Like they were selling it so hard, it obviously wasn't true.
Yeah, it's like Russell selling, I'm playing my idol tonight.
Yes, exactly.
You're not playing it. Stop bluffing.
Yeah,
if you've watched enough Survivor, we want to flush an idol. But who else do they want out?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like I said, as soon as that happened, I'm like, you know what? And I said before Sam actually said it, I was like, I reckon, like in my head, I'm like, I'd be saying, this one's for you, Shane, because we don't like idols, but my thing would have said Jackie.
But this is the other thing. As soon as Sam was all over her at that council, right? He was fawning on her. He took every opportunity to tell her that he was voting for her, right? Yeah. To me, that would have been an alarm bell that they're not.
They're not. Yeah.
They're definitely not voting for me.
100%.
100%. And when he did it in the hut, that would have been the key to me. That would have been, yes, that's 100% they're not voting for me.
Yeah, yeah. Right? And I was thinking my thing was to try and make, and the reason I would have said that is to hopefully fool Jackie that to blindside her. And of course, when we didn't see we heard what he was saying, we knew his thing was never.
No.
And I'm like, yeah, he's done exactly what I'd be doing. But then when I saw it was Moana, I was like, no.
Well, look, I think Moana had to go. And they just used the vote to get rid of the idol. I think, to be honest, I think if Shane hadn't found that idol, I don't think they would have even gone to council. I think Moana would have just quit it at the
She did look pretty sick though in that challenge, didn't she?
It wasn't she looked sick. To me, she looked fine. The problem was you could just see there was no energy in the movements.
Yeah.
She wasn't stumbling around, but she certainly had no energy.
She was empty, couldn't eat any food.
Look, the killer for me was, I actually don't, if contestants get sick and they can't eat food, you can live with that. Honestly, you can live with that. You can get through that, right? But she couldn't keep down water. Yeah. And she's in a hot place, right? Yeah. Without water, she's dehydrated. Really dehydration, if you've never had it, is terrible and it makes everything 100 times worse.
Yeah. So it's a bit of a shame to see her go, but now Matt has her idol.
Well, that's the thing. Matt's got her idol, but to be honest, I don't think Matt's got a clue what to do with it.
No, not yet. But yeah, because they're not thinking strategy. So it's really frustrating. It's
Having said that, though, look, Shane can take solace from one thing, and that's this: she can go out and look for the other. That one will come back out.
Yeah.
So she just had. What I'm hoping here is that Shane's learnt something from that tribal, right?
Yeah.
And that she goes out, finds the next idol, doesn't tell anybody, finds it alone, right?
Yes, that's what I hope she
That's what I'm hoping.
She stops her. If I just do it in front of everyone, no one will notice.
Yeah.
No, stop doing that.
Yeah. So I'm really hoping from this point on that Shane's been through the fire now, so she knows a bit about it. She hopefully adapts to the game. It's going to be difficult,
yeah.
though. It's going to be
I'm hoping somebody
only
adapts
problem-
to the game.
Well, that's the only problem. I was saying that even if Shane does adapt, there's not much material to work with. Like, nobody's really willing to strategize over on the champion side.
Yeah, there's nothing. I have some faith that Commando Steve will come good. I have some faith.
I don't actually. I think he's one of the worst.
And I have faith that he'll flip it around and he'll be ruthless.
No,
I've got this thing. I feel it.
Oh no! Look, I think he can be ruthless if he needs to be. But I think the problem is, even though they're going to council, it hasn't sunk in yet. I need to be ruthless. I need to get somebody to partner with. I need to get a game going here.
Yeah, I need a game.
I need to send the people home. I need to go home.
Yeah.
They're not thinking like that.
No. They're thinking, who helps us keep winning?
Yeah.
The game merges, guys. The game, you come together. This isn't contenders versus champions.
That's right. Look, I'm going to go back to something AJ said. When he played in his season, AJ was like, "I want to go to council." And even though you may not want to go to council, you should go to council. Yeah. That's where you get rid of the people, if you're playing the game, that's where you get rid of the people you want to go home. Yeah. Right? Avoiding council is bad. You don't want to avoid it all the time. Yeah,
what happens if you avoid it? You get numbers, you get lazy, you don't know how to play the game.
But I think it comes back to the simplistic idea of the game is that we are one tribe and they're one tribe, right? But they start to think of the other tribe as just all together and happy, right? So, and you see this said time and time again in these episodes. What happens when we get to merge is we'll have the numbers and we'll be able to pick them off.
And everyone's looking at the other tribe as the enemy.
Yeah.
Why aren't they looking, who can I work with on that other
exactly.
tribe?
Why not look at them as opportunities?
Yeah, and there's not a single person so far that is even attempting that. Paige threw out the thing like, help me, I'm the lowest.
Let's look at Sam. Let's look at Sam, the astrophysicist, right? Because we know this is a theme throughout Survivor. What should he be thinking of Sam's Steve, and what should he be thinking of Matt? He should be looking at him going, big physical threats that I don't want to make merge. Yeah, that's what he should be thinking. He doesn't want Steve and Matt to make merge because they're going to dominate in the physical challenges, right? So it's a natural idea, and yet has he said anything about this?
No one's mentioned anything.
Nobody's mentioned. It's the same on the other guy too.
Shane and Jackie are too weak for us. And I'm still bloody surprised that she's there. Like early on, yeah, sure. Those easy votes, get rid of the people who are physically holding you back. Jackie is consistently the one who loses them challenges.
Absolutely.
How is she still there?
Yeah,
don't know. Slight villain. How is she still there in a team of champions?
Monika isn't a big physical presence, right? So
she's not a presence
I know.
on the show.
Like,
let's be honest.
Sam and Monika have the most reason to see the back of people like Matt, Steve, and Brian. Yeah. They should be looking at these guys and going, "Yeah, Jackie doesn't win. Doesn't help us in our challenges." But she's also not going to win individual immunity.
The only thing she is going to do is potentially. They always put the snake with her. She's the villain. Yeah. As big as we get, so you can't trust her.
You've got to think ahead, and this is what they do in most other seasons I've seen. Is the weaker people in tribe will look ahead to the individual challenges, which isn't that far away, and go, "I don't want to be competing against these units." Right, and it's the same on the champion side. You know. People like Sean should be looking at somebody like Lydia. They go, I don't want her to make it through to individual.
No.
But they're not.
No.
None of them are.
The only reason you want them to make it to individual is so in my eyes, if you've got a strategy going and you don't want people to notice your strategy.
Yeah.
So you want them as targets.
That's right.
There's no strategy happening. Like, look, so what's it matter?
Zach, because of his hot-headedness, right, is a perfect screen.
Oh.
If you're a smart player like Heath, right, and you can get Zach to be your front man, you can get him to take the fall when you need it.
Yeah.
You know, something like that. But nobody's thinking like that. Everybody's thinking... I cannot believe that we are 6 episodes in and nobody's looking at these big physical challenges and going, you need to go home.
Yeah.
You need to go home now. They're not doing it.
They're not. Yeah, there's no strategy. Or even the sense of, because I'd get rid of Zach in a heartbeat because
me too.
Just because.
Well,
we've
he's got the
enough
loose
strength.
cannon.
We've got enough strength.
We have
here.
enough strength.
I've got enough shields to hide behind as far as physicality goes.
Like,
I don't need someone who's aggressive
right.
and a loose cannon who's not contributing to
Zach
the tribe
is a perfect. Get rid of them now.
Yeah, this is a guy you get rid of because one, let's make a stand. Physical threats are the thing we want to get rid of.
Oh yeah, we do. Right, look, Aussie has a lot of trouble in games, right? Why? Big physical threat.
And on top of that, he's not as young as he used to be. His physicality that he had so much of isn't his biggest asset anymore because there's younger, stronger guys coming into the game.
But it doesn't stop it, does it?
No, but he's still got that target.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Russell always has the villain target. You know,
if you see Joe and Malcolm, what's going to happen?
Big physical threat.
See you later. Right? And
but here, in an Australian season, Joe and Malcolm are like, let me play. Let me play down here because I have a chance because these idiots aren't looking at physical threats.
That's right.
No one's looked at physical threats in 3 seasons of Australian Survivor.
I'm just amazed that this is, like, in an American season, Zach could be gone by now. Zach probably would have gone 1 or 2.
Zach would have been
1
gone.
or 2.
One, he's pissing people off.
Yeah,
and 2, he's too hot-headed. And 3, he's a massive physical threat. Need. And on a tribe where you've got some of the biggest dudes all together, you don't
some of the
need
biggest
one of
dudes
them.
I've ever seen on Survivor.
Well, yeah, one of them. He's like 10 foot. He's huge. And then,
like, an American season, a 7-foot guy like Heath would be like, the target would literally be vote me out.
Yeah,
wouldn't it?
And it's not on Heath. It's not on any of them.
No.
But you've got 4 dudes that can really hold their own. You can get rid of one so easily.
You can get rid of 2 of them without any problem.
Oh, yeah, get rid of Heath, get rid of Benji.
But it's the same on the champion side, though. You've got Shane, you've got Jackie, you've got Monika, you've got Sam. None of them are sitting there and going, big physical threat needs to go. Right?
And Jackie thinks she's got a strategy, but her strategy put her on the out and has not ever brought her in. Whereas she could legitimately not play this evil villain, but think of the actual game and go, where can we go? Look,
that's right.
Let's get rid of a Brian.
How easy would it be for Jackie to sit there and go to Monika and Sam and Shane, right? Have a look at Brian or have a look at Steve. These guys are massive physical threats. Do you think you're going to win individual immunity against these guys? No. Think again.
Yeah.
And what's that going to do to these guys? These guys are going to start to go, oh, yeah, okay, let's get rid of them.
And they voted out Damien, not because he's a guaranteed win for the $1 million coming up. No. Oh, no, not million, the 500,000.
Yeah.
They got rid of him because he wasn't physical enough.
Yeah. And
like, this is bonkers.
Look, he wasn't physical enough. And now I look at Jackie and I think she's contributed less than Damien.
Yeah,
right?
The thought process behind it. Look, I would have gone, you know what? If he gets to merge or whatever it was, if the thought process to get rid of him was like you said with Steve going, he deserves to be here. We'll give him the 500.
Yeah.
If that was your process for giving him out, like, look, we got to get rid of him now because he's going to win the 500,000. We don't want him to win. I'd have a little bit more respect for this.
Yeah.
But your reasoning is because he's not physically enough. When you want to get rid of physical people at a certain point in time. This was always my biggest fear. I'm definitely not as physical as half of these meatheads on there at the moment.
We have 6 episodes in, right? And everybody up until this point, except for Jenna and Moana, have not been physical.
Yeah, have been useless to the tribe to a degree.
To a degree.
We lost 2 physical players because of their own injuries.
Right, of injury or medical condition, right? The fact of the matter is those 2 would still be there if they didn't have, and we would have lost 2 more useless players, right? They're not going, like Sam, I'd just be looking at the champion side. Sam, Monika, who do you think they're coming for next? After Jackie and Shane, who's next?
That hasn't crossed their mind.
That hasn't crossed their mind at all.
Maybe they're going Jackie, Shane, merge. It's just, maybe they're just thinking, let's get rid of these people because then we'll make merge. Someone's got to go.
Yeah, over on the Contenders side. Why is Fenella and Shani not sitting there and going, well, if they're getting rid of Steve and the weaker...
the one with the red hair?
Yeah.
I think she's got some talent.
But why aren't they sitting there and going, if they're trying to get rid of the weakest in the tribe, who's next after whoever it is?
Why is nobody thinking?
Right?
It's doing my head in.
This whole physical thing, and this is why it always happens in American seasons, is that the whole let's keep this tribe strong, let's vote off the weak, is a great idea, except unless you're weak.
Yeah.
Because then you know you've got a target.
And that's
where they revolt.
Sam, oh, you cheeky, you're a cheeky bastard, aren't you, Sam?
Right.
You're not thinking about the game, Sam. You're meant to be smart.
He should be sitting there going, they're voting off the weaker people, right? I am one of the weaker people. I need to get rid of them.
Yeah.
But he is not, and this is why it works in the American season. It's not, you don't target big physical threats because they're big and physical. You target them because if the big physical threats can say something quite legitimate in that we want to get rid of the weaker members of the tribe so we perform better. And if you're one of the weaker members, you don't want to go.
So you have to say, we need to get rid of the big physical threats.
And that's why this works.
Because and that's what, going back to the challenges, having a strategy, that's what Survivor is. There is strategy to be thinking about.
Yeah.
And there is none. And this is frustrating. And the more we talk in this episode we're doing, the more I'm getting frustrated because it just makes no sense at all. Like how no one is thinking about where they are in the game. What is their position? Are you the top of the tribe?
See,
if you are not, why the hell aren't you?
I keep hearing these words come out of people's mouths like, what, you know, Jonathan will say at Tribal, what are you basing your vote on tonight? Well, I'm voting on how it will affect my game and how much further I can get. And then they vote out just somebody who's weak on the tribe. I'm like,
so you can stay in the game just a little bit longer. No, have a strategy, have an alliance.
Yeah.
How much more do we have to endure before the Australian public, whoever plays, understands this concept of Survivor?
It's the public, but anyway.
It's the players, the people who play.
Yeah, that's true.
So us people getting on the show.
Right. Well, you know Fenella. Actually, Fenella said something in, I think, the first, fifth or sixth episode. I can't remember. Right. She said something very illuminating about that. Somebody said, Fenella said something and said, and the person she was talking to said, so why are you here? Because she said something about, like, you know, she clearly didn't know what the game was because she said something, and the other person said to her, well, why are you here? Because they were generally mystified as to why she said to get a deposit on a house. I'm like, that's somebody who just knows there's $500,000
$500,000 up for grabs.
That's all they know about the game.
To me, it's like, I don't want the money. I want Soul Survivor. I want to win because I want to be a champion of the game.
That's the other thing Shane said. You know, I want to be Soul Survivor. Shane's not there for the money. Well, I mean, don't get me wrong.
It's a bonus. It's a perk. I don't want to say no to 500,000. Yeah, it's the
she wants the title.
Soul Survivor.
Right? But anyway, look, I go back to Shane. Shane stood up before she played her role and she said, listen, you know, it's great we're all sitting here, but it's an individual game and there can only be one winner. And she's right, and I think she's the only one over there that's got it.
And you know what? I would be on your side if she stood up and said, this is an individual game and there can only be one winner. I've got an idol. I'm keeping it. And sat back down, I would have just lost my shit.
Yeah,
because I'm like, thank you for just taking the game in control.
Yeah, absolutely. She
putting fear into them, and then play it next week if you want.
That's right.
Play it next week because they will come.
She would have taken control of the game at that moment from them, right? She could have absolutely taken control from them. But look, nobody. I just can't get over the fact that nobody over there, nobody seems to be thinking individually.
No.
Nobody. And it's such a natural progression for somebody like Sam or Monika to sit there and go, I am not physical. They keep talking about preserving physicality. I am under threat. They don't get they're under threat.
Because what do they think? Do they think they make it to merge? And is this only the Australian
Do they think these guys are going to carry them?
Or do they think once we get to merge and we have, as long as we have the numbers, we can eliminate all of them? Well, can you? What if one's packing an idol? What if one wins an individual and then they sway? Like if it's...
But it's worse than that. It's actually worse than that because if you make it to merge and you do have the numbers, right? They'll sit there and say, this is great, we'll just pick them off. Let's assume for the moment that they do just pick them off. And eventually you've got to sit there and go...
Who's next?
Who's next?
Because I'm not number one.
Right? In which case you've got to sit there and look at the people that are going to be picked off and go, no, they're my allies.
Yes.
They're the people I should be playing with.
I need to use.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, God, I cannot talk anymore. I'm frustrated. You've ruined my day, Jack. You've ruined it.
It's Survivor 101.
We need a manual. Maybe we should write a manual.
When you consider, look, I think they should hire Henry and a couple of other people from last season
Yeah, we
fly
had-
him in,
we
give
had
him
a
the give a
brilliant-
pep talk.
And that's look. It's not fair for me to say that none of Australia knows how to play.
No,
Because
I've
last
done that.
season,
Last season was
last
brilliant.
season was really solid. We had
Yep.
strategy finally,
Absolutely.
and I thought we were going to ramp it up again. But this season, we're back in season 1.
Yeah.
And and on top of that, coming out of a really flat American season,
Yeah.
I can't go back
Well,
to back with this frustrating bullshit.
I'm a little
I need
surprised
players.
I'm a little surprised about one thing, and particularly on the, and I think Shane's the only one that's really demonstrated it, right? In the champion side, all these guys have played team sports. Don't get me wrong, but they are super competitive, and yeah, it hasn't come out.
Well, yes, it has in the sense that we got to beat them. We got to beat.
No,
them.
that's what I mean. They're playing the team super competitive.
Yeah.
But there's also that there should be an element if you're a real winner or performer champion that you want to compete against I might be part of the ski team, but I also want to be the best in that ski team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I haven't seen that really coming out, and that's really strange as well.
Yeah, of course. If you and I are in the ski team,
Right.
and it's with the only 2 Aussies left, yes, I'm going to be happy if you won gold.
Yeah, of course.
But God damn it, I wish it was me that won the gold.
Exactly, right? You want
Yeah.
that. There's going to be that competitive edge if I've got to at least outcompete my teammate.
Yeah.
Right? So, but we haven't seen that yet.
No, anyway, that's me. That's me.
me
We're
too.
back on, I think we've got Monday, Tuesday next week. So
Yeah.
I think it's only 2 times a week now. I think
okay.
we're going back to Monday, Tuesday.
Okay, well, hopefully something happens. We can actually get some footage.
I don't have anything other than I hope something happens.
Yeah, same here.
You know, something. Well, look, we just rambled on for like an
I
hour
know,
of how
I know.
frustrated we are, and we got more and more frustrated as the episode went on.
Oh well.
So we can talk about something, surely.
If they throw us a bone,
Yeah, throw us a bone,
throw
guys.
us a
Throw
bone.
us a
Guys, give us
bone.
something to talk about.
Give us something that's not frustration.
Yeah,
Give us
yeah,
something
yeah.
that's strategy that we could break down and
Yeah,
talk about, rather than
please.
talk about how shit everyone's playing. That's
Look,
it for me.
Well, one thing, there is an upside here. I think the person who, when the light goes off, right? I think the first person who the light goes off will stand a pretty good chance of getting to the top.
Commando Steve.
I don't think he's got it. Actually,
I think it's going to be a contender. Heath or Tegan.
I think Heath and Tegan are switched on enough to get there, right? But I think on the champion side, I actually think it's going to be Sam or Monika who the penny drops.
Sam over Monika, but I don't think.
Because they are clearly on the outer in the sense come the vote, who's going to go when Jackie and Shane are gone?
If Russell was an American and so hated, I reckon Monika would have just fallen straight into Russell's plan.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, look, her and Sam were perfect fits for Russell, really.
Yeah.
You know. So anyway, no, I've got nothing else. That's
Alright,
2 episodes.
Hoping we get some more. I'm hoping
No more medical evacs, please.
Yeah, no medical stuff. I'm hoping Jackie maybe goes home, but maybe not. Maybe I want Jackie to change things up a bit.
No, I think if Jackie stayed,
I'd get rid of her because I can't trust her.
I would get rid of her because of I would get rid of her because I wouldn't think I could work with her.
Yeah, I don't think she's playing a game that complements my game.
Yeah, but having said that though, if nobody else in town is playing and she is, you may have to. She may become the default.
Yeah,
partner.
I might have to play with someone.
Yeah,
like
I just would have to maybe just play with her
and try and do the thing where we're playing together, but we're not aligned together.
Exactly,
we're working with a common goal to get further.
Like one thing I think there's one common goal you could establish with her right now, especially after the last tribal, is if Shane or Monika went to her and went, look, Brian and these big physical threats like Steve and Brian, right? They clearly want to get you out because you're not performing as well. Well, do you want to go or do you want to get rid of them?
Yeah, do we want to give it a shot? Do we want to try and take out Brian, who's kind of not doing things around the... We've got things we can pick at.
We got things.
All right.
That's it. No more.
Right.
We were the Inwits.
We still are.
We still are.
Forever will be.
The Inwits.
See you next
time.